Welcome to part 1 of a 4-part series on the economic ties that shape nations. Today, we're unraveling a story of currency, colonial legacy, and the quest for monetary sovereignty. This is the tale of the CFA Franc, its ties to France, and the winds of change, or perhaps the lack thereof. Our journey begins with an understanding of the CFA Franc, a currency that binds 14 African countries to France. Established during the colonial era, this currency has been at the heart of economic discourse, symbolizing much more than monetary value. It embodies historical ties, economic policies, and a complex narrative of dependence and sovereignty. The year 2019 marked a potential turning point. Announcements were made, shaking the foundations of the old order. The West African CFA Franc was to be renamed ECO, heralding an era of change. But beneath the surface of these announcements lay a myriad of complexities and a slow tide of change. Fast forward to 2024, and the picture remains largely unchanged. The CFA franc is still in circulation, the 50% reserve deposit in France persists, and the currency's peg to the euro stands firm. One can't help but ponder the inertia of an economic system seemingly resistant to change. But let's take a step back and consider the broader canvas, the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS. This regional body, representing the collective voice of West African nations, had its own vision for a single currency, also named the ECO. A vision of integration, stability, and shared prosperity. However, the path of regional integration is fraught with complexities. Economic disparities, differing political wills, and the sheer diversity of the member states make the journey towards a single currency a challenging odyssey. It's within this context that France's actions and the Ouéma's announcement of the ECO need to be scrutinized. Was this move a genuine step towards economic self-determination for the Ouéma countries? Or was it, as critics argue, a strategic maneuver by France to maintain its sphere of influence under a different guise? Critics point to a pattern, a legacy of control masquerading as partnership. They argue that the maintenance of the CFA franc, with its ties to the French economy, is more than just a currency arrangement, it's a symbol of economic subordination. Supporters of the arrangement cite stability and continuity. They argue that the CFA franc, with its fixed exchange rate to the euro and the backing of the French treasury, provides a bulwark against economic volatility. Yet, we delve deeper into this narrative, it becomes increasingly clear that the concept of stability is multifaceted and perhaps even subjective. What is stability for some may well be an economic straitjacket for others, limiting the autonomy of nations to navigate their own economic waters. Thank you for joining us on this part 1 of the journey through the complex narrative of the CFA franc, its ties to France, and the quest for monetary sovereignty in West Africa. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.